Hello and welcome to episode 96 of the FOMOcast. This is a Thanksgiving Eve episode. I'm going to try and upload it tonight if I'm not playing PlayStation because I hooked it up finally. I'm going to start playing it again. I'm here with Titus and Andrew. We're live on Twitch right now. We'll be uploading this to YouTube. Make sure to go to all of our platforms, facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter, FOMO_cast, and FOMO Podcast. Make sure to go to Pod Bros Network, shared a little bit today, did a little artwork for us. It's kind of cool. They changed our little images for the sharing on the Facebook page, so you can see that up there. So go to podbros.com, check it out. And like I said, always go to ConCon's Cantina. They do a deeper dive on all the Mandalorian stuff that we've been talking about like crazy. So let's start this off with the text message we got from Andrew about, was Paul Dano?
Is that how it's? I've never heard it pronounced. Paul Dano, I think.
Paul Dano is the way it's pronounced. I know that. Yeah. I've heard the name. I don't even know who he is, really.
Yeah, you would know him from nothing, but you would recognize his face instantly when you see him.
Okay.
From everything?
Because his face looks like a marshmallow. So he's already credited as the Riddler,
right,
in the new Robert Pattinson, the Batman.
Because they've cast the Riddler. They've cast
Colin Farrell is the Penguin. God, after Gotham, they want the Penguin to be thin now, don't they?
I think
they did it with the TV series Gotham, right? I don't know the actor's name, but he was a thin.
Yes, I know you're talking about. Yes, he was in Wedding Crashers. He played the brother that painted a picture of Vince Vaughn.
That is him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So because Jonah Hill everyone thought he was gonna be the Penguin,
right?
Because of his body type. But Colin Farrell is, I guess Danny DeVito had something to say about Colin Farrell being cast. I haven't heard what it was. I don't think it's anything bad.
So I'll go through it right now. So right now, because they announced one too that I thought was pretty cool. They
Kravitz is Catwoman.
So
how many bad guys are in this movie?
Quite a few.
There's quite a few.
About.
Well,
really?
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Catwoman is technically not a bad guy. They portrayed her as a bad guy in the first Batman movie, but she's not technically a bad person in the comics.
All right, how many characters? So we got Catwoman.
Okay, so
Batman.
hold on. So you got Batman as Robert Pattinson. Zoe Kravitz is going to be Selena Kyle, who is Catwoman. Andy Serkis is going to be Alfred, so he's a good guy. Mm-hmm. And then you have Colin Farrell, who's is rumored Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin. Paul Dano is rumored to be
the Riddler.
The Riddler, Edward Nashton. I can't remember the name. So, and then the other one they announced, who John Turturro is going to be Carmine Falcone.
Oh yeah, I saw
Who's
that.
Who's Falcone?
He's like a crime boss.
Oh yeah.
And he has ties to Japan, I think. Because in one of the comics I have, he went to the
in
Batman.
Dark Knight, it's China,
right?
But I don't know how accurate.
But he does gun trade and stuff like that with foreign countries.
What about Mr. Freeze?
Not yet.
I'll be back.
I mean, I think honestly,
he needs to come back.
Honestly, though, I'm trying to think who.
That sounds kind of busy to me.
But yeah, okay. So the other ones were busy too.
I didn't care for him.
So you had Two-Face and Mr. Freeze were in one, correct?
You're talking about the old one.
The old Batman's, yeah.
And Poison Ivy.
That's the George Clooney one.
Yeah.
And Poison Ivy was in that one too, right?
Was Poison Ivy in that one too?
Mr. Freeze in that one.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Poison
Two-Face.
Ivy is in that one.
Isn't Two-Face in that one too?
Mm-hmm.
Is he in that one?
Yeah, he is.
Who plays him?
Tommy Lee Jones.
No, that's an older one, isn't it? He's in that one? Mm-hmm. I can't keep all those movies straight.
Okay, so we're looking Batman Returns. No, that's the other one. That's wrong. Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Nope. See, no. Tommy Lee Jones was not in that one.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones was the Riddler.
Tommy Lee Jones
Keaton,
was in the Riddler one. No, Tommy Lee Jones was with Val Kilmer.
Oh, okay.
And then it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I guess he was by himself in that one. No, he was with Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy's in it.
So Poison Ivy's in that one.
I think Bane's in it.
Yeah, he makes like a guest thing, right?
Oh yeah.
He kind of comes up.
It's a super small part.
I think he's almost like a henchman for Poison Ivy.
Yep, he is. Because somehow she's the one that created the serum, isn't it? Because she's a scientist in that one.
I remember them being in the
So, I mean, they all have two. And technically, Carmine Falcone doesn't even have to really be, a key player. You know what I mean? He can just be someone regular in there.
That's true. Are you going to see it? You excited for it? You pumped up?
the
2021 feels so far away.
I know, but the track record they have with these movies, they're always saying, "Oh, this movie's going to be bad. Oh, because of this person, because of that person." And I'm like, you know what? Whenever I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I think he's going to surprise us. Somebody put out a thing saying, "Hey, if you want to see Robert Pattinson, what you think he may look like in this role, go ahead and watch this movie." So that's Paul Dano.
Okay.
He's been on something on TV, I think.
He was also in.
Oh, you know what I know him from?
There Will Be Blood. That's what I know from him.
That's what you know him from.
He is in that. He plays
preacher.
two people, or
No, he plays one person. He's like the preacher.
So I know him. I know him from one is from Looper. He plays the friend.
Yeah.
He's the friend in Looper. And let's see what
He's
else.
gonna be the Riddler.
yeah.
He's gonna be the
I
Riddler.
think that's a good cast. I think that's a good casting right for him. He seems like a nutty guy.
He'd be easy to mix up with Michael Cera.
Oh my gosh, he was in The Girl Next Door.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the super nerdy kid?
Yeah, the glasses.
Yes.
He still is the super nerdy kid in real life.
Is he American?
I think so.
Is he in America?
No, is he American?
Oh, yeah, he is. He's
Okay.
35 and he looks 13.
Hey, good for him.
He's my age. Yeah.
You're 35?
Yeah.
When did
Let's
you
say born same
Well,
year.
you could
October.
be his dad.
October. Yeah.
I got
Hey,
that.
technically, nowadays, the way things work. But no, I mean, I'm excited for it for the simple fact that the DC seems to have hit a chord with Aquaman and Wonder Woman. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. We talk about it now, so we're talking about DC.
What about? I have a question about DC. Is Watchmen DC? Are they part of the DC universe?
I don't know.
I think they might be.
I think they might be.
I've been watching that series on HBO. I like it.
I haven't caught up on it. I need to.
I think it's better than the movie.
Really?
I've heard so many mixed things about the movie. I've never been able to finish it. I own it. I've never watched it all the way through.
It's a long movie.
It's
right?
hard to get through,
DC
man.
Comics. And this is crazy. It was only 12 issues from September 1986 to October
Because they're
1987.
graphic novels.
Isn't
okay.
there something about the blue guy's hanging brain in the movie, right?
He's what?
He's
He's hanging brain?
He's hanging. He's swinging left and right.
There's something. There was some sort of controversial thing I know with the movie, and it was kind of like
Well, there was like a pretty crucial thing they changed.
Okay, I know
And
there was
the series like makes it right.
Manhattan is that the character?
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. He's hanging loose.
The other rumor I heard too was they said that basically it was just kind of meh. It was just kind of meh.
What was
the movie? They're like meh. It's one of those things now I've realized there's so much stuff coming out that people are like, well, I wasted my time watching this. I could have watched this. It's all about what can I watch next.
So the Watchmen series is like not the prequel, but the aftermath
Of the movie?
of the movie. So like the series, when the series ends,
Mm-hmm.
the TV series is taken off where the
movie
series
ends.
So
Okay.
they do like flashbacks
Okay.
in the beginning
So,
that go back to
okay.
it.
So I think DC is gonna do good because look, the Flash is back on. So the movie The Flash with the Ezra Miller, I think his name is, the one that played in the new Fantastic Beasts series. I really feel like they're gonna do good because they kind of have this. They're kind of in this groove right now, and they're doing a little more gritty type of movies. There is a lot of fancy CGI, but they're not destroying cities. They're not. Because like Wonder Woman took place on an airfield where you're not going to see all this casualty that you wouldn't see in a regular war movie. It's not like the Avengers stuff where they're taking out whole buildings. Like there's a podcast, I guess, that talks about the disaster that happens when the superheroes are doing everything. And they're like, they probably killed like 50,000 people just in this one scene with just everything going crazy. So, I'm optimistic. I hope the Flash goes according to plan because I do like the Flash character. But I mean, we're gonna see.
Is he your favorite DC?
My favorite DC character?
Hero?
No, Batman, hands down.
Batman.
Batman's.
I thought you'd be like an Aquaman guy.
No.
No.
Batman. The comics. I got one. It's called Batman Eternal, and it was a really, really gritty one. Like, it was, like, dark, Batman's the bad guy kind of aspect. Like, he's not the bad guy, but, you know, if you notice, Batman never kills anybody. That's, like, his thing. So, when they show a more grittier Batman, when someone does die, like, a lot of the comics, he'll kill someone on accident, and it just eats away at him. And, you know, he just kind of, you know, they make jokes about him, like, he's just a rich guy that has all these gadgets. But, you know, I get it. I like all comics just because everyone has their own different aspect. You can always go down this different, and there's so many different options. So we'll see how it goes.
In the Watchmen movie, wasn't there something about everyone was making a big deal because Dr. Manhattan, you can see his Manhattan.
I don't remember that.
I'll figure this out.
Okay. He's not paying attention.
I will not rest until I figure this out.
Rewatch the movie.
I'm watching this tonight.
Yeah. So Netflix had a couple of things. So they lost out. Mandalorian passed them on viewers. So Stranger Things is not the #1 stream thing.
Right.
Mandalorian had over 100 million people streaming it. And they already have the merch out now for Baby Yoda. Like that.
Of course.
They literally
I knew that was going to hit.
Bam. Oh, I know, but the thing that makes me mad was it's just concept art on a shirt.
Hey, that's all they need.
And do you want to know, here's something really funny?
Oh, they don't have like a stuffed Baby Yoda yet?
No.
They should.
I think there's probably some things they have to do to make sure they don't have to pay George Lucas. Like, they have to probably make it look exactly how the character does. Because if it looks too close to Yoda, he'll just say, hey, it's Yoda. It's all it is.
Well, it kind of is Yoda, right?
Because they already have a Baby Yoda. Like an actual, you're supposed to be Yoda as a baby at the like Disneyland and stuff. They sell a baby that looks like Yoda. That's actual Yoda.
So it's advertised as Baby Yoda?
No, it's advertised as Yoda.
But it's just a small.
They have this weird thing. So there's a comic book series creator. He writes. He does alternative covers where the superheroes or whoever the character is a baby, and that's what it is. It is Yoda, just looks like a baby. So I think it's that's what they're kind of going for. Is they're making sure they cross their T's. But do you want to know that that's actually a puppet, the Baby Yoda, for the most part, with a little bit of CGI? It's a puppet.
I don't know.
I believe it.
Do you want to know why it's a puppet?
Why is it a puppet?
Because Werner Herzog called them out and said that you guys would be a bunch of idiots if you used all CGI.
Why?
I don't know. Because Werner Herzog's a director.
But it's, I mean, you look.
He's in the movie. He's in the show.
Right. But they're like, look at they use CGI so much and like the.
But that was the big complaint when the prequel trilogy came out.
Right.
That everyone hated it. And then I remember when J.J. Abrams was doing Force Awakens, everyone freaked out because he's giving his interview about how the production's going, and you see an animal walk by, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what?" And it was a puppet. And I think that's kind of like what they want to go back to the original roots. Like we talked about, the Mandalorian ship is a model. So they're using the same techniques they used for the original trilogy to show the ship flying through space.
Does it really
Stuff
matter?
like that.
What's wrong with CGI?
I don't know. I think people just don't trust it.
The puppet looks terrible. You can tell it doesn't look good.
The Baby Yoda.
It hasn't caught it's caught me off guard a couple times watching it. It looks weird.
But I mean, it's supposed to look
good. No, not weird in that way. It looks weird.
It looks better than the original Yoda.
It looks like a high school production put it together.
No,
it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
I haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
You can tell there's probably some overlay on it for the CGI.
But no one cares. 100 million views. That's
100 million views.
Do you think what's his face? George Lucas is kind of upset with himself because he sold it for what, $2 billion?
Yeah, but he donated it all to a Disney charity.
He donated $2 billion.
Yeah.
Can't he just give me like $100,000 just cause? Like, come on now. I'd reinvest in the community.
Don't tell him where you're from.
From the Lock.
He hates Modesto area.
Get over it.
But he loves Turlock, right?
No, he doesn't like anything around here.
If he hates so much, then why make a movie about it?
That was when he was younger. He came back for American Graffiti, and there was a big thing when he did the 50th anniversary. I think it was
the premiere at the State, right?
Yeah, and then he wrote in the cars, and his wife was with him, and you could tell like he didn't want to be there. And people that knew said she had to beg him to come back because he just hates the town. It's something about Modesto. I don't know what it is. Jeremy Renner hates Modesto.
Timothy?
I haven't heard Timothy Olyphant say anything about it.
People
but he was
in
born.
Modesto hate
he was,
Modesto.
Yeah, that's true. Meth-desto.
Meth-desto.
And then also, they finished filming Umbrella Academy Season 2 for Netflix.
Oh, I've heard the show's awful.
Really?
You liked
I know,
it, right?
you got a stiffy for it, don't you?
No. I thought that it was a good concept to try and compensate themselves, so like create their own superhero kind of universe.
Kind of
but
like
a bad
X-Men?
show.
It's kind of like an X-Men thing, right?
It's kind of like an X-Men thing, but you know what it reminded me of? You watch Mystery Men?
No.
With Ben Stiller and
I've seen it. It's been a while.
It's basically got like fake superheroes, and you know how like when the way they shoot the camera thing, like when someone goes like this and they zoom in on them, it's got that weird. It's just the way they shot it.
So they're not real superheroes.
No, they're in this one. They're real.
Fake.
No, Mystery Men, they're not real. This one, they are real.
They're real superheroes.
They're real superheroes in this one. The Umbrella Academy. They're basically like this guy took them in because they were found to have certain powers, so they were panicking because they're like, what the heck? And so they got sent to this academy.
So it's exactly like X-Men.
It's exactly like X-Men.
Except there's a chimpanzee in it.
Right.
Instead of Beast.
Is a chimpanzee who is
smart, right?
He's sentient, and he's the caretaker of the home. Yes, he's very smart. He's very smart.
He's the caretaker.
No, he is. He's the caretaker of the home.
Does he walk around in a little monkey tuxedo?
Does he wear clothes?
He wears clothes. Yeah. He has glasses, too.
He speaks?
He speaks fluently.
With a British accent or something?
Yes.
I've never seen the show, but I know exactly.
He's screwing with me.
No, it's dead serious. That's how it is.
I haven't seen it. I'm just
so. But then
I kind of want to watch it now.
And then they also had
you guys are really selling me on it.
the Irishman dropped today.
Oh, on Netflix?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was already out.
No, it was so they were trying to get the Academy stuff, so it had to be in a couple theaters for a certain period of time. Today it dropped on Netflix.
So movie night?
3.5 hours.
Oh.
And so what they said too is I guess they used was it Goodfellas? They used footage from Goodfellas to use for younger Robert De Niro. Because I guess it takes place over the course of, like, I think he's in his 20s all the way until he's 80s.
Why do they use the CGI on that?
That's what it is, basically.
They used a puppet, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, they wanted one of those ones you control with the
No, it's gonna look like what's the two dudes, Waldorf and what's his name from the Muppets that sit up in the balcony?
I don't know their names.
One of them's Waldorf. You know what I mean?
I know who you're talking about.
They're always yelling about everything. Yeah.
I don't know. And then like Netflix has another movie that's dropping too that went in theaters. Like it's a historical movie, like King Henry. Something like that.
I don't know about that one. No.
I saw a bunch of movie trailers.
All I know is that Andrew can't wait for the Who Let the Dogs Out documentary to drop somewhere. Hopefully,
we need to get that out.
Gotta get that on Google or
I'll take it on.
We'll contact the Baja Men and say
What about that guy? Who was that guy that interviewed that we saw earlier? What was his name?
Nardwar.
Maybe he would. He seems to find things that no one can find.
That's music, though.
Well, Who Let the Dogs Out is a song.
Let's see what else I got. Oh, so did you see Toys R Us is back officially? They opened a store in the mall somewhere.
Somewhere.
I don't know where it's at.
They opened it in a dying place like a mall. Malls aren't doing well.
They did it like a. It looks just like, remember KB Toys? How they at the spot in the mall. That's what it looks like. That's why I heard some places are actually taking their malls and they're like Merced Mall. Have you seen what they're doing at the Merced Mall? They're fully gutting that place. They're trying to make it an outdoor thingy now.
I mean, it was pretty much gutted to begin with.
Mall?
If you've ever been to that
so
mall.
Basically what their people are trying to do is you have your regular mall, and then they want to like make it the rest of it an outdoor mall.
Is that called a farmer's market?
No.
Modesto's kind of turning into that, right? You have that area by the
outside the mall. Yeah,
I see. Like the buildings.
That's an outdoor mall.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like having shops in like the parking lot.
No, that's
what? That's not a carnival.
That's what they call it.
I thought it was like a farmer's.
That's what they call an outdoor mall, is when the buildings are separate and everything. Okay. So even if they were in a strip, like a strip mall, but they're kind of scattered.
That's almost what we're getting here now in Turlock.
Yeah.
That whole area is becoming an outdoor mall.
That's what it is.
But what about what are they doing with that big old building? The Merced Mall's pretty big. What are they gonna do with it?
It's terrible.
What do you mean?
Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been there a while. It has been a while.
Merced Mall?
It's pretty big though.
No, they're keeping it indoors. The rest, all those ones that are there are gonna stay indoors. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna build other things in the parking lot to add new businesses.
So what do you mean by gutting out the mall?
So they're literally, every single portion, they're gutting it to make it state-of-the-art, brand new, and maybe have some more shops or make it different. Because what happens is basically, places start going out of business. It's kind of like, if you ever notice, whenever there's a Home Depot, there's a Quiznos, a Panda Express, a Starbucks, and usually a Cold Stone Creamery somewhere close by in this area.
Well, I mean, that's...
Those five. It's strategic planning. Whenever one place gets built, they're like, hey, this is going in. We need to look into this bubble, and it keeps going like that. With the malls, when one place would go out of business, the thing you should do, like I'm not going to say Modesto Mall isn't the greatest, but they're smart because if you ever notice, they barely ever have places that are empty. If they are, they're building something in it. And what they're supposed to do is you're supposed to go find people to put stuff in the malls. So like that flip-flop shop in the Modesto Mall, they literally went to the franchise company because I looked at opening that franchise.
You want to be?
I didn't know you were so passionate about flip-flops.
I love the idea. I thought it would be a great idea. And then what happened was I got an email from them saying, hey, we're putting one in Modesto because they want one in their mall. There is no owner. We're literally going to sell that shop to whoever wants it.
What stopped you from buying it?
The wife said no. Yeah. So
she was against the idea?
She was against the idea.
Yes. Who gets the tiebreak? She does?
She gets the tiebreaker, too.
You put your baby on the floor and you put a flip-flop on one side of the room and see what he crawls to.
No, so that's so that's what happened, and I was kind of like, so that's smart, though. They're literally being proactive and knowing, look, this probably could do a good job here.
So do you ever want to own your own franchise? I feel like that's what you want to do.
No.
Like
a
Quiznos?
That was no. Quiznos, they're dead to me. Quiznos is dead to me.
Wow.
Because that's the only place I've ever gotten a sandwich from, and my whole thing was, if the sandwich isn't toasted, don't put oil and vinegar on it, because it makes the bread soggy. Okay. Every time I'd go there, guess what's on the sandwich? Oil and vinegar. I said no. When I worked at Home Depot, I'd try and go there once a week, for lunch.
You were so passionate about sandwiches.
Oh, I love sandwiches.
Flip-flops and sandwiches.
I do not go to the Togos in Turlock because they don't have chili, and the one in Modesto has chili still. So.
How do you feel about Mr. Pickles?
No, not good.
I
don't like it.
Are you a Jimmy John's fan?
No, that's too expensive.
Sorry.
It's not even worth it.
Subway?
I've never been there.
No, my go-to are Togos, and then Ike's Love and Sandwiches actually is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Hey, if we're on food, pineapple on pizza?
No.
It's gross, right?
It's gross.
It's disgusting.
It's not good.
I love pizza and I love pineapple,
Titus
but they don't go together.
Titus was going to say yes, and now he feels cornered.
Well,
go ahead.
I wouldn't. I've ordered it in the past. I've had it, and I've always been disappointed.
It's terrible.
Why
would you want hot pineapple?
That's what I'm trying to say. If it was a fruit or a vegetable that you're like, hey, I can eat it cold, I can eat it hot, whatever. Okay, pineapple hot is disgusting.
You wouldn't take a piece of pineapple and throw it in the microwave.
No,
I guess
and that's what you're doing.
Grill it and put it, but gross.
That's different. When you grill it, it's different though. When they put it on a burger, when it's grilled, like the Hawaiian style, whatever they call it, it's still crispy and juicy. When you put it on a pizza, it's all soggy and gross. So no, thank you.
And it's warm.
It's warm. I ain't drinking no warm pineapple. Okay, so
settled.
All right, that's fine.
No pineapple on pizza ever.
Oh, ever. And the big one, they fixed one thing for you on Disney Plus.
They put Gravity Falls on there.
Oh, they did?
That's a solid show. Have you watched it yet? Mm-mm. Gravity Falls on Disney.
It's
Plus.
not
Gravity Falls.
It's not.
Is it on?
Gravity Falls.
Is it on?
Now it's on you.
Gravity Falls on Disney Plus. Watch it.
Now it's on you on that one.
Oh, it's all right. They got it.
But they had the continue watching function back now. So if you start watching something, it'll come up on the top. So I started watching Star Wars Clone Wars. So now it pops up on the top.
And it resumes where you stopped?
Yeah.
Because that was a big issue.
That
stole that from Netflix.
100%. Well, I guess this is the dumb part. I guess they had it already when they were testing it, and the day after they dropped it, they got rid of it.
Why?
I think this is my thinking. When you go on, what's the top thing? What's the top row of stuff besides the big ones? What's below that? What's that first row?
I've never been on the platform.
That's why I'm asking.
I think
Andrew.
It says recommended for you, isn't it?
No, it's the Disney original content. It's the Disney originals.
Oh.
And I think what they were doing was they were trying to get everyone to start watching the original content, through that. And then basically now they're like, okay, we started it for a couple weeks now. We can go ahead and say, hey, go to this. So I'm excited about that. We'll see. Hopefully they fix everything faster. I do know, I guess there's I don't know if you know about this, there's a musician problem, I guess. They're saying that, I guess Disney Plus commissioned a bunch of musicians to do, music for the independent stuff, the original stuff, and then they commissioned them like music for the commercials and whatnot, and I guess they're paying them way below like market rates for doing jingles and whatnot. So there's this big uproar on like all these social media platforms trying to say, oh, they're not taking care of the people. So
Like they're supposed to have ads on Disney Plus? Is that what you mean?
like not on no like when they put an ad on TV for Disney Plus, there people created jingles and whatnot, and then they also the original content they used the music, and we'll see. I have an idea for you. We talk about afterwards to get your song out there. I have a good idea. Real good idea.
We shall see.
Hey, trust me.
All right.
Are we gonna open a flip-flop store?
Hey, maybe we will.
With toasted sandwiches?
No vinegar.
No vinegar, unless you toast it.
Unless you do.
Oh, and so I don't. So when did the Marvel stuff come off of Netflix? That was last year, right?
I didn't know it did. No, they had it all the way up. All right, it's not
No,
even. It's
no.
still
But when did they announce they're canceled? Was last year, right? 2018.
I don't know.
So 2018. So that means that 2022 is when Disney gets them back. Those characters. So they're rebooting Iron Fist. They're casting it right now. All new cast.
What was the original boot?
Well, no. What do you mean?
You said they're rebooting it.
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
It was on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know.
You didn't know about Iron Fist? Oh yeah, it's. I actually really enjoyed it because it stuck. People didn't like it because they're like it doesn't make any sense, but it stuck really true to the comics. Like it was really really true to the comics. But excuse me, I'm super excited about it because I like the show, but they're rebooting it and getting rid of everybody. So now I think it's only a matter of time before John Barenthal gets called for the
Punisher.
Yeah, exactly. He already said he is the Punisher. He's the best one ever. I've watched all the Punisher movies. He's like the dude.
Didn't you hate the show? You don't like it, right?
No, I liked it.
Oh,
I thought it was
okay.
good. I didn't finish it, but I thought it was good.
It must have
Still
been
on
real
there.
good.
Yeah, it's 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, 2 seasons. And then I think they even still, I don't know if they released the last season of Jessica Jones. They had one more, I guess. They had Luke Cage and they had Luke Cage. They had Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil, and Punisher. And then they had the Defenders, which the Punisher wasn't involved in. So I'm hoping they do it. And I had a funny thing pointed out to me. So Con's Cantina, they did talk about what we talked about already about Kevin Feige saying that you're going to have to watch the Disney Plus content to know what's going on in the movies. I didn't know that they did that on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. already. So I guess if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., stuff led up to the events in the movies, and then they dealt with the aftermath of the movies. So you kind of already had, you know what I mean?
Is that show still running?
No. No. The rumor is people were trying to get it rebooted for Disney Plus to say, hey, why don't you just put it on Disney Plus? It's a great show. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to do that, but, I mean, it could be an introduction to a new character. I mean, I hope. They can use all these little mini shows because people were talking about Disney Plus because they were saying that basically we're gonna not get any original content until middle of next year is when Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out.
Disney Plus is living off The Mandalorian right now.
100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for that. There's nothing on there.
So for a kid, if you have kids, it's great.
I can see for kids.
100%.
People would like it.
Except for watching some of the older cartoons I watched as a kid, and I'm like, man, this is some dark stuff. Even watching some of the like a preteen, when the kids are like 10 to 13 that are like kids in school.
Wow.
I watched a guy on video on TikTok. He's like, bruh, and he looked at it, and they're having like a lot of innuendo for kid shows, and I was like, what show is this? That kid looked familiar. And I go, he was on Hannah Montana, and it's a newer kid show, and I'm like, they're just saying some inappropriate stuff on this show for kids, but sounds like the baby's home. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I actually heard a cool thing that they're thinking that what if Falcon and Winter Soldier tag team the role of Captain America? That's one thing I did hear, was that they both are going to handle the helm of Captain America. I don't know if that's happened in the comics. Falcon has been Captain America. He's actually my personal favorite Captain America. And then Bucky, he has been Captain America as well.
Yeah, but to go back and forth, or like to share the role?
Share the role in some way.
That's weird. There's only one. What? So one can take a vacation?
No. Like they're because they've both in the comics.
They've both done it.
No. Steve Rogers and Falcon have both been Captain America at the same time. I don't know about Bucky, but I know that they both have been Captain America because they have. There's a story. There's one. It's basically the real Captain America gets taken over by Hydra, and so then there's another Captain America who comes from the past or whatever. He shows up, and so there's multiple Captain America in the same universe. I don't know. It could happen. So, what was the other thing? Oh, next month they're finally going to announce the newest Batman game, and I'm super stoked.
Is it along the Asylum, the Arkham series?
I believe so. Yeah. Yes. Same developers and everything. The rumor is they were contemplating resetting the whole series, not doing it over, but trying to kind of reinvent it with the same concept. So I'm kind of hopeful they do good on that. 'Cause I love all the Batman games. Phenomenal.
I don't play a lot of video games, but those Arkham ones were good.
They were really good. And the reason why I did like them too was it incorporated the same mechanisms. So it wasn't like these games where you play a second one and all of a sudden circle does something different. Triangle, they along the same lines. So, and then also the other game, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Are they still doing that?
Well, they haven't done it in a while, and whoever had the rights to it was like, nah, we're not doing it anymore. So they were just going to bail on it, and somebody supposedly got the rights to it, and they're going to try and reboot it. I hope.
Activision, wasn't it?
It was Activision. I don't know if Activision shut down or what. A lot of these
still around.
A lot of these gaming companies though are getting so like EA had like 5 divisions, like one focused on basketball, one focused on Madden, because basically as soon as they finish one Madden, they're back to developing the next one. But they've gotten rid of a lot of these smaller studios because it just doesn't work that way. And it's the same thing with like Assassin's Creed. It was one of my favorite games, but they're skipping this year. This is the first year they've ever skipped because they don't have the people to do it. So I mean, we'll see what happens. And then the Flash is going to start filming, but it's going to start filming in 2021. So I don't know what they got going. There was a story out there that Henry Cavill said, I'm still Batman. I'm still Superman. I don't know what anyone's talking about. They haven't replaced me yet. And I was kind of like, oh, don't say that. And then all of a sudden, Michael B. Jordan starts coming up that he's going to be the next Superman. So,
I don't know.
Speaking of Henry Cavill, The Witcher's coming up, isn't it?
Yes.
December?
This December, yeah. They already...
movie?
Witcher, the show. It's a TV show on Netflix.
Okay.
They said they have 8 seasons or 10 seasons planned. Like the director said, I have enough content to go 10 seasons.
Witcher's based off the video game?
Yes.
Well, the video game's based off of a novel.
Something like that, yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know the success of it. People were mad. I guess one of the younger actresses, she passed away, I believe. Younger girl. She was French, maybe?
Someone who was filming The Witcher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Someone passed away shortly after they finished filming the first season. They had big plans for her, and so that really sucks. But, I mean, we're going to see how good it is. Netflix is still pumping out stuff as much as possible. Want to know something crazy, though, I found out? So I go to log on my Netflix, because the wife watches Grey's Anatomy, and I was like, yo, you haven't watched last season, I'll help you catch up. It wouldn't let me log on. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I call, and they go, "Oh, we tried running your card last month, and it didn't go through." I go, "That's weird." And they go, "It says my card's expired, but my card doesn't expire yet." And they go, "Well, this says your card expired in 2016." They haven't They've been charging my account with my expired credit card for 3 years.
What does that mean?
So basically, what they told me is they go, some bank institutions, because they know people forget to update their cards, they'll let people's cards, like if you've been paying it for 6 years or 8 years, they're going to let it keep going through because they go, why would we not?
But have you been making those payments?
Yeah.
Okay. For those last 3 years?
For the last 3 years. And I was like, that's crazy. So I called and they go, oh, it's fixed. And they go, just reload it. And they go, oh, are you watching this? That was creepy. They go, we trying to watch Grey's Anatomy? And I was like, what? So they can see everything you're doing on your account live. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so is your card expired?
It was.
Did you get a new one?
I'm not telling you anything. You're not stealing my Netflix.
I care.
Yeah.
I care about
I'm gonna start calling you Little Dicky.
Financial stability.
Yeah. No, that's the only one. I never thought about it. Like Hulu would send me an email. Hey, your card's expiring. Go update it. But Netflix never said a damn thing. I was like, that's pretty crazy. I was surprised by that. Anything else? So you're excited to see Knives Out, correct?
Knives Out, yeah. It's out tonight.
It's out tonight.
Yeah.
The premise is amazing. I love the fact. Do you know what Knives Out is about?
No.
So the trailer.
Old school Agatha Christie.
So the trailer, basically, this dude, they're all at this guy's party for his birthday. Mm-hmm. And he takes it upon himself at the birthday to tell that every single one of them is cut out of his will. Okay. Even his wife. Uh-huh. They're all out of the will. And so it's one of those Clue-esque, all of a sudden he's dead. And he has a wall of, is a wall of knives or the chair? I can't remember. It's a wall of knives.
I think it's got like antique swords.
It's a whole wall. It's huge. So they do this whole wall of knives, and basically Daniel Craig is a detective that has to come out there, and he doesn't think it's an accident. He thinks that someone killed him. Mm. So it's basically Clue-esque, them investigating, and it has
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is in it.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I think.
I believe so.
I might have that wrong.
No.
There's a lot of names in it.
There's a bunch of them. That was why I kind of saw it.
I think Catherine Langford is in it.
They've been promoting this thing for a while. Like, it's probably the first one I ever saw on...
Christopher Plummer, I think, is the man who dies.
I believe so. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. So literally, the people you would know is, you get Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Christopher Plummer, yes, he plays the old one, Catherine Langford, Ricky Lindholm, what's she doing in there? Frank Oz.
Frank Oz, he's still alive.
That's Yoda, isn't it?
That's
yes,
Yoda,
it is.
Fuzzy Bear.
M. Emmett Walsh. You know M. Emmett Walsh, don't you? That's the last one I recognize. He always plays the crazy guy. You know him.
Yeah.
He always plays the old crazy guy.
Seen him a few things.
And what?
Anything that has an old crazy guy.
Pretty much. Blade Runner.
Don't recognize him.
The Righteous Gemstones. He's in the Righteous Gemstones. He's in Knives Out, Sneaky Pete. Let's see what else anyone else to say. That's weird. I don't know that one. Captain America: Civil War Reenactors. That's pretty funny. It's a short. He was in Empire too. That's great. Wait, what? Hold on.
What?
Hold on. This doesn't even have to do with him. It's a movie he's in. Did you know they did a Scorpion King 4?
Uh-huh. Right to video.
What?
Yeah.
The first one wasn't even that good.
I think I remember a number 2. I didn't know there was a third.
I think it just went right to DVD.
Because Scorpion King 2 was the one I think they went to the wrestler. Or no, was it the MMA guy, wasn't it?
Was DJ in all of them? When did he drop out?
After the first one, I think.
No, he was
oh, you gotta
2,
be kidding
wasn't
me.
He?
No, my God, dude. They had one that came out last year. What? So they have the Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson 2002. Then they had the Scorpion King Rise of a Warrior in 2008. Yeah, see, it has what's-his-face in it. I can't remember his name now. Not Randy Couture. It is. Randy Couture. It was. Randy Couture. So Randy Couture is in that one. I remember that one getting previewed. And then they have Scorpion King 3, Battle for Redemption, Scorpion King 4, The Quest for Power, and Scorpion King, The Book of Souls was the last one.
Wait, was that 5?
Dave Bautista was in the third one.
Nice.
Wait, was the one called Battle for Redemption? Was that the title, or was that just what they were saying they were trying to do?
No, it's the title. It's the title. It's not gonna redeem anything at all. Yeah. So, anything else you guys looking forward to seeing at all? Especially with this holiday, there's a lot of movies to drop right about now.
I always watch Paul Blart 2. There's a podcast that they do once a year, every year. where it's called "Till Death Do Us Blart," and so once a year they get together and they watch Paul Blart 2, and they just talk about it again for another time. A couple of years ago, one of the guys watched it on mute in the dark, and he played Pink Floyd's "Dark Side of the Moon," the entire album, up against the movie. And he finds that the songs line up in a really weird thematic way with the movie. The album runs through like twice, and you can run it if you time it with the movie. It's really weird. Very spiritual. There's a good podcast if you want to check it out.
Is that your church that you go to, kind of feel? Like, it sounds like a religious experience.
What's funny is I never got on the Paul Blart thing watching that because Observe and Report, I think, came out the same year. The one with Seth Rogen.
It's a ridiculous movie.
That one's really ridiculous. So I was always kind of like, but I've watched Paul Blart now because it was always on HBO, I think, for a while there. I don't know. Kevin
it's
James.
Tradition now.
Tradition for me is always usually this weekend I'll probably watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
On Thanksgiving weekend?
Well, first week in December. It's late this year.
Yeah.
And then my older sister loves A Christmas Story, so that literally TBS plays it on loop. So when we're opening gifts at Christmas, it plays on a loop.
I like to go through all of my favorite shows, especially The Office. Watch all the Christmas episodes.
Yeah, that's a good. And they actually have a thing too. I think I saw one where they do all of they have a list of every show that you would like. You can look it up, and it'll tell you
where all the
Christmas episodes are. Yeah. So. The Office. The Office Christmas ones are really fun. I really, really like the Office Christmas episodes because they're all so different. I think my favorite still is Benihana Christmas. That's one of my favorites. Or the one Holly comes back. That's a good Christmas one too. Because it's sophisticated Santa. When Daryl brings his daughter,
she gives him the ultimatum. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's what she's gonna do after that, yeah. Because they leave. They almost seem like they shut down on that show. Did they shut down after Christmas?
Like the production of the show?
No, like in the show itself, they made it seem like the company shut down for the holidays. Like they left before Christmas and didn't come back till after New Year. Because they say because remember when they're with Holly and they're trying to figure out if she got engaged, and they're like, "What did you do?" And she's like, "I went to Portugal." So they were gone. Everyone was gone.
No, they play it like the documentary crew goes out.
No. On the summer one, they go out, yeah. But no, the Christmas one, they none of them were in the office. Because, what did you do on your break? She's like, I went to Portugal. And then Aaron goes, I went to Portugal too.
Well, yeah, because they were together, right?
No. She didn't go anywhere. Phyllis really went to Portugal. Aaron was just trying to be a weirdo and said when she went to Portugal.
What are you guys talking about?
I don't know, man. I don't remember.
I think so. I think they actually shut down. I think it's kind of like your work. They shut down for the holidays.
Well, no, we get like a 4-day weekend. That's it.
Well, I know, and I used to work for a place called the Raycor, Parker Hannafin. I don't know what it's called now. It's still Raycor, but they changed the ownership. What is that? They make fuel filters for the Caterpillar and stuff like that.
So what did you do?
I built the filters. I worked in the CNC department for a little bit, so I had CNC lathe machines.
Since this is we got a visual, can you air assemble a filter right now for the people that can watch the video?
No, I'm not air assembling a filter.
What's the first step? Can you do the first step?
It all depends on where you're set up.
They don't have machines for that. It's not automated yet.
No, it's automated, but you have to Q&A every so many of them.
Okay.
So basically, you're putting them all together, and then you have to set aside so many because what they do is when you put them together, most of them have the little O-ring on the bottom. You take it and you put it on this machine that builds pressure, so that basically it goes underwater, and you make sure no water is leaking out from the air. And that's all you really do. But the CNC one was fun. CNC working with the big CNC lathe machines. Okay. That was fun, except for when someone would put in the wrong program and it would drill into a block. It sounds like a bomb going off because the blocks are cold rolled steel, like they're solid. They're made where you can't drill into it. So the bits shatter, and then it just goes it's basically metal binding on metal, and it just goes boom, and it
why
blows
do they make
up.
it like that?
What do you mean?
Why are they drilling into it?
So basically, you put the raw metal into these little spots, and it basically makes the ports and whatnot for the metal parts of the filter.
Okay.
So if you didn't put the right filter program in,
okay.
it wouldn't be lined up on the computer
Gotcha.
because it's all automated. So,
fun facts.
Fun facts. All right. Well, I think that would be good for this episode. Make sure to go to all of our stuff, Facebook.com/FOMOcast, Twitter, FOMO_cast, FOMO Podcast on Instagram. Go to our YouTube page. Check out Twitch. We're live streaming there right now, and we'll put the video up on YouTube. Search us on there. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go ahead and like us and everything on everything you can find us on. Make sure to go to the Pod Bros Network on podbros.com. I do upload those. I'm actually current, so I'll probably upload the one tonight. We're recording here to there, so it's all current with them. And then everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. Remember what you're thankful for. I'm thankful for Titus not being too crazy tonight. He has to be good tonight because he has to go to work. And
Can be crazy.
Thank you, Titus, for sending us. Titus does send us everything, which we didn't talk about. I forgot about this. The SUV-sized drones that they're testing out in Florida
for the
X-wings. I sent that to you. Yes. Apparently, it's just me for promos. They're not. There's no one's going to be in the park when they do it. They're just going to fly it over the Star Wars land area, Galaxy's Edge, to make it look like they're flying, kind of thing. So
are they actually going to fly these when the park's open?
No. No. Yeah, except for when it crashes and kills a family.
Hopefully it doesn't crash. Why would it crash?
Because that's a drone, man. You can't predict that.
Really? I thought drones were good.
I don't know.
I thought drones were.
When they did that one for the Super Bowl with Lady Gaga, that wasn't done at that time. They did it when the stadium was empty.
What happened there?
The Super Bowl halftime show, they had a big thing and it spelt out something, I think, or something, and it was a bunch of drones. No, it worked, but they did it when no one was there just in case something happened. Yeah. So, yeah, well, that was a good one. So, like I said, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your guys' long weekend if you have one. I work Friday, so I don't get that. So, for the FOMO cast, I'm Chris.
Titus.
Andrew.
And we'll see you next time.